Well, this was supposed to be a video about cooking scallops on a half shell with a cool recipe I've got on my brand new Santa Maria grill made by Blackstone. It's called a Bronco. Didn't quite work out, so we're making something different. But here's what the scallop trip looked like. Just a real quick view of it. Throw some kids, my two boys and two of their friends. We head out on the boat and we jumped in various places. Probably went to, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 10 different spots that we usually catch scallop. It was pretty thin. We got about a half a bucket eventually, and then we lost the bucket. And I blame that one on me. Here's how it works. You dive down at the bottom, and on a good site, you'll see scallops everywhere. There's one. So we take that up, we stick it in a little net bag so it doesn't fly away on us. But I found a lot of these, dead ones, that were empty. Somebody had already eaten it. And there's a bunch of them that were shucked. The guys making ceviche on the boat on the days prior to us getting there. Just go down to the seagrass, look around. We just didn't have much luck this year. Today, instead, we decided, what if you can't have Bay Scallops fresh off the bottom of the Gulf of America, what are you going to do? I thought, maybe some of those big dinosaur brontosaurus ribs might be in order on this thing. So first time using this grill to cook them, but it'd be fairly similar. The difference is, instead of going low and slow and cooking for 9 or 10 hours, we'll probably get done in an hour and a half or 2. And it won't be low and slow, and it won't have a big bark on it because I'm not seasoning it, I'm not trimming the meat. The fat and the membrane kind of help protect it from the hot of this kind of grill. So yeah, stick with it, see how it works out. I'm sure it'll be good. Thanks for joining us, welcome aboard. All right, so the fire's been burning for a little bit, looks pretty good. We're starting to knock some coals down, so that's what's gonna heat up the whole Santa Maria style grill. I'll show you that in just a sec. Right now though, I'm gonna salt up the meat. I said no season, I didn't mean no season, I meant just salt and pepper. I'm not gonna put anything else on it, no sugars, anything else. It's gonna be kind of a high heat cook. I'm not gonna cut the fat off, I'm not gonna cut the silver skin off. It's all there to protect the meat under the high heat. It's a really good way to do it. It tastes great, so let's give it a look. So we're starting out with just kosher salt, lots of it. It's a big chunk of meat, and it's gonna get a big chunk of salt and pepper. Remember to hold it up high when you're doing this, that way it spreads out. You don't end up down here, you're just getting that one spot. You come up here, kind of fling it all over the whole meat. Put it in a bowl because it's quicker. And inevitably I will sneeze. Whether I edit that out or not, I don't know, but this will make me sneeze. It always does. So we're gonna cook these bone side down for the first whatever, until we feel the meat starting to get warm on top, and then we'll kind of finish it up that way. Man, I'll tell you what, that is throwing off some heat. So the way it works is we just give that box fire a little bit of a jiggle. It'll drop a bunch of embers down. We'll drag those embers across the box. The box is made out of metal, so it conducts heat pretty well. This is kind of like stepping into a hairdryer. There's a lot of heat coming out of this thing. You don't need to completely cover the area underneath the food cooking, with coals and fire. And the reason you don't need to do that is because it's made out of metal and it spreads it around pretty good. So just get some out there and then keep that fire going, because you're gonna need more coals as these burn out, some more embers as these burn out. So all we're doing is lower the grate a little bit. That's gonna let that thing heat up so the meat doesn't stick to it too much. Although it's gonna go bone side down first, so it probably won't stick anyway, to be honest with you. We're going to keep feeding this fire so we have a constant supply of hot coals. They're just starting to drip down now. We'll throw a little bit more lump charcoal on it. And then I got hickory and post oak splits that I'm throwing in too, so that has a lot of flavor. You're not getting as much smoke as you do with like an offset or a Weber, because there's nothing to trap the smoke. It just passes past the meat and then it goes disappears off into the universe. But you still get a little bit of it. It's still pretty good stuff, man. Now, because this is an open flame grill, there's no cover on it. There's no really good way to take a temperature of what the cooking surface is. So the old tried and true method, to hold your hand just above the grill until you can't stand it anymore. About 5 seconds, 6 seconds, that's a good place to start. So we're gonna throw the ribs on now. I like this Blackstone grill. It's pretty cool. The only thing is, the wheel locking mechanism is a little bit weak, so I throw about 50 pounds of ribs on, and it fell into the fire. That's no good, but a little bit of saltwater hillbilly ingenuity, and I found a screwdriver right next to me. And I shoved that in there, and that worked pretty good. So that's going to become a permanent fixture with this. That locking mechanism just isn't built right. That's how it looks, man. You can see the fat dripping off into the coals, comes back up as smoke. You got the wood smoke anyway, because I'm using charcoal as well as hickory and some post oak. We'll just scrape some coals in there, keep it nice and toasty, and then do the same thing. Just test it with your hand, make sure you're not getting it too hot. On the bone side, it doesn't really matter, but you know, at some point you could probably burn something that way too. So what I didn't show is I touched that meat and it was starting to warm up. So that's through, conducting heat through the bone itself. But now we're going to flip it over and get the meat sizzling up a little bit. So that's all I do, flip it. It takes two things to do. These things are big chunks of meat. They weigh quite a bit. And I raised the grill a little bit because I sensed that it was just a little bit too hot and I didn't want to burn the meat at all. And used a probe in it to see if it was tender. It was, so I pulled it off. Turns out I could have cooked a little bit longer, which you'll see later. But man, it's good looking, and it smelled so good, man.
All right, we pulled them out, let them rest for a few minutes, and now I'm gonna have a little bite, see how it is. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Now, if I was going to do this on a offset or a Weber or something, I would cook it to about 200 degrees, 202, 210, something like a brisket. But since I'm running out of time and I was cooking it on a Argentinian style grill, I figured I'd cook it like a steak. So that's about medium rare right there. Let's have a look. So you can see it's kind of pinkish reddish, warm in the middle. Wow, that's really good. I think it'd be even more tender if you did it longer and slower. So I probably could have raised the grate just a little bit and cooked it for another half an hour or something, just to make it a little bit more tender. It's plenty tender. It's just the fat didn't completely render out like I like. But I'd eat this all day, man. It's good stuff. So I threw them back on the grill because I thought, man, there must be some reason everybody cooks them to a higher temp. And this is up to about 190 to 200 degrees, depending on which rib you check. Well, I get it. That's spectacular. That's super beefy, pretty tender. The fat's rendered out a little bit, so it's very juicy. Cooter-like. Man, that's good. Got like, I don't know, 15 pounds of ribs to eat here. And dogs that are barking. See, someone's at the door. Anyway, these are amazing. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again soon. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. We really appreciate it. I'm not sure you can even hear me now because Pickles McFlip is going nuts. Have a great day. God bless y'all. Take care. More for me.